Hi friends, and welcome to Beyond the Cookbook. Today I made a very simple recipe that I didn't have to do a lot of research on because it's a soup that my mom used to make for us all the time, so I kind of followed my memories and the ingredients and simplicity that this soup brings, especially nowadays that we have to cook a lot at home. I thought about a very simple recipe. So this is called lentil soup, and it doesn't really take too many steps. I will show you in the video. I will show you in the video the few steps that it takes, and I think within less than 30 minutes you can have 4 portions for under $3, so that's a bargain. Sophia today helped me with most of the steps, except the dangerous parts where you cannot touch the hot stove, right, Sophia? Right? You can say? Yeah.
So then I'm gonna help my mom, but I can't really do all the things because you gotta ask an adult for help.
Yes, an adult.
Yep, and if you don't ask your adult for help, you will get burnt. Do you know why, boys and girls?
Why? I don't know. Why?
Because you will get super dangerous. It's super dangerous. You could die, and you will have, or you could not die. You could get a boo boo.
A boo boo. More certainly.
And you could.
You could get burned for sure. Very nice, simple ingredients. I'm gonna start taking you through this journey. We start with a can of lentils. My mom used to just cook the lentils from scratch, but I'm gonna speed up the process. So I know that lentils are really a cheap product in Canada and in the world. So I will definitely suggest, if you don't want to spend too much time cooking your lentil soup, using cans, it also tastes really, really good. But if you want to cook your lentils from scratch, you can also soak them overnight, or at least for a couple hours, and then you have to boil them for another hour approximately. I will get my onions and chop my onions right here. Approximately half an onion. Like if you have a medium-sized onion, I would say half an onion will be enough for this recipe. You could also substitute like fresh onion. If you didn't have it, it's winter and you don't have a lot of things in your pantry, I've used onion powder. Onion powder, it's actually pretty good for many soups. I've used it and it's pretty easy to have it in your pantry. The same with garlic. I'm not afraid to use garlic powder if I don't have garlic in my pantry that day. So yeah, you chop your onions. Then you're gonna. Well, I'm using fresh garlic today. As I said, if I didn't, I would use garlic powder, and I promise you, it gives you a really nice flavor as well. So now I'm gonna saute my ingredients. For now, I will start with the garlic. So you get your pan nice and hot, your little oil ready, and saute your garlic. I'm using 2 cloves just because I like the garlic flavor. If you don't like it so garlicky, you can just add 1 garlic clove and that'll be more than enough. So once it's nice and sizzling, I will add my onions to my now oil that's ready and has the garlic ready. Now saute for a couple more minutes. Once I have the right consistency, you don't have to brown the garlic or the onion, you just want to cook them a little bit. They will continue to cook with your lentils, but since we have canned lentils, they're kind of ready. Set aside another pot with hot water, and I chopped a potato. I will probably only need half of the potato, but I'm chopping the potato and boiling it so it's ready. It doesn't take very long. Now that I have my garlic and onion ready, I will add my lentils, which I rinsed previously. Got rid of all the juice that comes with it and then just rinse it with fresh water. Now we're gonna add them both, cook them for about a minute or 2. And once we can stir and cook them for a little while. Then we will add the liquid. In my case, I'm gonna add water instead of broth. So yeah, just regular fresh water. I'm gonna actually add 2 cups of water. I am seasoning as well with a bit of salt. I usually season a couple times, just because at first I don't always add enough salt. I'm using a chicken cube instead of the powder, so I'm using the whole chicken cube. If you're using the powder, I would say 1 tablespoon of stock. Or if you're using the vegetable broth that you buy in the box, then you can use just the 2 cups of vegetable broth, and then you don't need water, you just use the broth. So let's heat it up for a moment here. Okay, now I'm ready to add my water. As I mentioned, 2 cups of water should be fine. You could add more water if you need to. You know, back in the day, if you have more than 4 people, you might have to add a little bit of extra water and just a little extra chicken stock just to make your soup go a long way. Oh, that little rascal wanted to escape. So let's boil. In this case, I want to make it kind of thick, so that's why I'm only adding 2 cups of water. So we let it boil for a while, and now you can either just use a hand blender, or if you have your blender, you can use your blender. So I'm using my hand blender, and I'm putting most of the lentils in there. But I do want to make sure I keep a few on the side, just because it's kind of like a little mini treasure when you're going through your soup and you find a few little lentils. So put like 95% of the lentils. You will blend them and then leave a small amount aside. I love using the hand blender. It's easier to clean than I have a big regular blender, and I don't like cleaning it. That's why I keep using the hand blender. Okay, I'm just gonna add a little bit more of my lentils to my mix. And I'm leaving that small amount behind. I do want to make sure it's very smooth and it has the right consistency. But I mean, if you like it more chunky, that's also okay. The flavor will be just as good. Okay, now we'll have to wait a few more minutes until it boils again. Definitely I would do another little quick flavor test to make sure we're spot on with salt or maybe pepper. Whatever you might need, even more chicken stock if you think he needs to. You really want to make sure you get the right seasoning, especially when you're feeding, in my case, a 4-year-old that has to taste really good. So in this case, I needed a bit more salt. And I do like pepper, so I added a little extra pepper. It goes really well, and it's a nice little spice to add to many, many dishes. Okay, add it in there. And we're almost ready. We're almost ready to have our lunch. Last step will be to add our potatoes. Remember, we started boiling our potatoes about 10 minutes ago, and it takes that little time to boil them when you chop them. Just a quick test. Are they ready? Are they cooked enough? And they are for me. So I'm gonna set them aside and add them to my almost ready soup. As I said, I'm adding half of the potato. No, I'm not adding all the potato, but okay, give it a nice mix. Okay, so I think I'm almost ready to go. I just will need one more thing, which is I will garnish after I have my bowl. I'm almost ready to sit down and I can't wait to enjoy this. I'll get my ladle for my soup. Just get a couple of spoonfuls there. Let me get my sour cream. Okay, I'm trying to show you here. Nice and steamy. It's just good enough for me.
Going to make a special recipe, which my mom's going to decide. And I'm going to let my mom decide on the next day what to make next. So then we will have to make a special recipe tomorrow, and don't miss out. Okay?
Don't miss out.
Bye.
Bye. Have a great day.
Have a great day.